morning, kids. What time is it?
So we did previews of the Marvel and DC July comics coming up, and I thought I'd do a separate one for the independents. Now, I'm not going to be able to cover every single independent comic that comes out. I think that'd be next to impossible. There's literally thousands of them. I'm just going to cover some of the more prominent independent companies out there. And if you have any ideas of ones that I'm missing, please leave me a comment. I'll check those out as well. There's just so many of them out there. So many independent comics, so many independent comic companies, and they come and go. These that I'm covering here have been here for a while. Although who knows? Maybe the way the comic industry is going, one or more of these may go under. I don't know, but hopefully not, because I do rely on the independent comics. So much more than when I was much younger. When I first started reading comics, it was all Marvel and DC. Now I've moved much away where I only buy a couple of Marvel and DC, and I buy more from the independent companies because there's just I just find them a lot more interesting. They tend to do more complete stories, like in maybe they have 5 or 6 issues into a complete story, which I like. They do have there's some ongoing ones that I really like as well, but they tend to stay at a tighter story where it's very just stays with a couple of main characters, as opposed to just going all over the place with these universal stories from Marvel and DC. And I tend to like the ones with a tighter plot. But so of course, first among them is Image Comics, which I don't really consider. Technically, I don't consider independent because they're just. I think they're just as big as Marvel and DC in terms of the output. They don't throw, 100 or I don't know. They don't throw 50 or 60 titles out there. They're much smarter than that. They do keep they keep it down around maybe like 30 or so. So which is smart, because you want to just put out quality stuff instead of what Marvel and DC does, where they put just anything out. But they do put a lot of titles out, and they have pretty good talent working on those titles. First, we see here it's a new one from Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. Now, this is a fantastic creative team, and what they've been concentrating on over the last few years is not doing single comics. They do just like a 100 or 128 page graphic novel, which would be the equivalent of 5 or 6 issues, and tell just the whole story. And they don't even bother with the single comics anymore. They've just been doing this book form. They've been doing a lot of their criminal series, which is this one. They've been doing other series as well in terms of just book form. This is called The Knives, Criminal Knives, Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, and it's their criminal series is a bunch of books that are kind of interrelated, but also standalone. They're kind of set in the same kind of universe, but also standalone stories. And this is kind of coincidental, probably, with their, I don't know how close their TV. There's a TV series that are coming out soon based on this criminal series. So I don't know if that's what prompted this new criminal book, but maybe not. Maybe it was just, they had planned all along just to have a new book from criminal. They have a bunch of other stuff out as well outside of this universe, but this is their new one that's related to their criminal series. Let's see. We have The Voice Said Kill #1. Let's see. We have Dread the Hall H. This is a one-shot. Ghost Pepper #1. Story cover by Ludo Lubardi. Let's see. I Tyrant #1. Sisterhood, a Hyde Street #1. This comes from, it's not written by Jeff Johns, but it comes from Jeff Johns' new label there. This Ends Tonight, number 1 of 3, from a story by Jerry Dugan. A J. Lee cover here. The Unchosen, number 1 of 4. This is, so David Marquez is just a fantastic artist, and I believe this is his first foray into writing a story. It's his own story here, so that might be interesting. So he does both the story and art on this, called The Unchosen, a miniseries, 4-issue miniseries. Spawn Bloodletter, number 1, just one of the various Spawn books that comes out. Image has been putting out just the regular Spawn book, but then a bunch of Spawn offshoots as well, if you're really into Spawn. Assorted Crisis Events, number 5. Again, I'm not really a big fan of Denise Camp, but this is an ongoing from him. Bitter Root, The Next Movement, number 5 of 5. So that's the end of that series. Black Ritual, The Book of Nyx, number 4 of 7. That's a little bit unusual, but having a 7-issue miniseries. Blood on Thunder, number 3. This is a new ongoing one from Kirkman's universe. It's not written by Robert Kirkman, but it's coming from his new line of comics there. Blood Squad 7, number 10. The Cold Witch, A Tale of the Shrouded College, number 3 of 5. The Curse of Shirley Johnson, number 2. Dark Honor, number 3 of 5. Deadly Tales, another Spawn one. Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger Spawn, number 9. Department of Truth, number 33. This is a James Tynion ongoing, his own creator-owned book, published through Image. Now, James Tynion is a very prolific, not just prolific writer, but of his own characters and stories. But most of his stuff is very good. Obviously, there's some that I'm not interested in, and I really haven't been following the Department of Truth. But it's a very popular book. It's already on issue number 33. Dust to Dust, number 6 of 8. And again, like I said, prolific. Exquisite Corpses, number 3. This is written by, now I'm gonna apologize. I'm not gonna pronounce this right. Pornsak Pinchati and James Tynion, James Tynion the Fourth. This is their new the new series from James Tynion, about a bunch of serial killers that show up at a town and like compete to see who's the best at their craft. I believe that's, let me see, I know it says number 3. I don't think, maybe it is an ongoing. I thought it was supposed to be a 12-issue series, but they don't seem to. We'll see what that is. Let me see. Okay. All right, maybe it's okay. I'll have to find out. Falling in Love on the Path to Hell, number 10, by Jerry Dugan. Farmhand, number 23. Feral, number 15, Tony Felice's ongoing series that focuses on cats. Haven't been following that, but I hear that it's very popular. Free Planet, number 3. G.I. Joe number 9, the new G.I. Joe series that started with Joshua Williamson, who's a good writer. Ever since Kirkman took over the rights for G.I. Joe, and they started a new one with Joshua Williamson. But then they also are continuing, which is a smart move, continuing the ongoing that had been ongoing for years and years and years by Larry Hama, number 318. Gehenna, Naked Aggression, number 2 of 4. Now, Jeff Johns' own series, Geiger number, and this is a really good series, Geiger ongoing series, Geiger number 16. This is a great series, written by Jeff Johns. Golden Rage, Mother Knows Best, number 4 of 5. Gunslinger Spawn, number 46, another Spawn series. Hornsby and Halo, number 8. And this is the actual Hyde Street, number 8. This is a really good series as well, also written by Jeff Johns. Art cover, I think it's Even. Is it Ivan Reyes or Even Reyes? He's a really good artist. I Hate Fairyland, number 42. I've never checked out this series, but it's already on number 42. I Was a Fashion School. Serial Killer, number 4 of 5. Ice Cream Man, number 46, another very popular series. If you're a fan of, which is very unusual these days with comic books, if you're a fan of like just one and done stories, every issue of Ice Cream Man, except for a couple exceptions where there may be two-parters, they're usually just you just pick up an issue. You're not caught in an ongoing storyline. Ice Cream Man's been like that, and it's been very, very good. Written by W. Maxwell Prince. It just comes up with just like a really new creative take on a story for one comic, and then runs with it. And this is already on number 46. Invincible Universe Battle Beast, number 4. That's a new series from Robert Kirkman, and art by great artist Ryan Ottley. That's a new series that started a few months ago, or actually just started maybe last month. Coming out in July, number 4 is this is supposed to be an ongoing character from Robert Kirkman's Invincible series that ended quite a few years ago. He's taken a character from kind of like a minor character from that story and like making him the feature character in this comic. I haven't read the first issue yet, but I'm anxious to read that and see how that goes and do a review here. Kaya, number 28. King Spawn, another Spawn, number 48. This one I've been looking for many years. Lazarus Fallen, number 2. And as soon as number 1 comes out, I want to do a review. This is a great creative team. Greg Rucka and Michael Lark, great artist. So this is a return of the Lazarus series that they started and went for approximately 28 issues, and then had to kind of go on a very extended hiatus. And I've been so anxiously waiting for them to get back to this so that they can kind of finish the story, because they left it off kind of like in a bit of a cliffhanger. Can't wait to highly recommend this Lazarus. Lost Fantasy, number 3, a new story. New series from ongoing series from Kurt Pierce. I'm going to check that out as well. Medieval Spawn, number 404, another Spawn. Monstrous, number 58. This is another series that's kind of ongoing series that I never really read, and I would love to hear from anyone about this because it's already on number 58, so it must be somewhat popular. News from the Fallout, number 2 of 6, by Chris Condon, good writer. Knights, number 18. Null Hunter, number 10 of 10, so end of series on that one. Phantom Road, number 14, ongoing series from Jeff Lemire. I have to check that out. I have to go back and get some of the earlier trades to catch up on this one. The Power Fantasy, number 10. Radiant Black, number 36. Rat City, number 16. I believe that's also a Spawn. Maybe Spawn. That's a Spawn title. The Rockefellers, number 7. Rogue Sun, number 29. Salmon Twitch Case Files, number 17. The Scorched, number 44. The Seasons, number 6, from Rick Remender. Sleep, number 3 of 8. And this is the actual main Spawn title. Look how it's the number 3. This has been ongoing from Ted McFarlane. 368. Might be the longest running comic book title these days. With Marvel and DC, constantly rebooting, they never get up into the 300s anymore. Transformers, number 22. Again, Robert Kirkman took over this IP and has launched a very successful. It's not written by him. It's written by Daniel Warren Johnson, who's a really good writer. Very successful Transformers series, already on number 22. Undiscovered Country, number 32, from pair of good writers, Charles Soule and Scott Snyder. This has been kind of going under the radar because it keeps going on hiatus and coming back. I kind of wanted to wait until they finish the series to really get into it. Void Rivals number 21 by Robert Kirkman. This was the first title that he launched once he started his new line of comics. Void Rivals. Walking Dead Deluxe number 116. This is just a rewrite, and number 116 and 117. This is just rewriting Kirkman's Walking Dead, but with color in it, because when they originally released it, it was all black and white. We're Taking Everyone Down With Us, number 5 of 6. This is a new one from Matthew Rosenberg. I believe. I thought he was supposed to have. This was supposed to be a 5-issue miniseries, but I guess they're extending it. Maybe I'm wrong. Witchblade number 12. You'll Do Bad Things number 5 of 6. By Tyler Boss. Youngblood Deluxe number 4. This is a new one from Rob Liefeld. Original. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I believe this is a new stories, not reprints of his Youngblood series. And then we have like the omnibuses and the collections. Die Deluxe hardcover from Robert Kirkman. That series has ended. Doll Parts, A Lovesick Tale, trade paperback. I Hate Fairyland, volume 8. Collects issues 16 to 20. Mahdi trade paperback. Misery trade paperback. This from Todd McFarlane, so it must be a Spawn type. Monsters book 3 book 3 hardcover. The Patchwork Girl of Oz volume 1 trade paperback. Book Rook Exodus. Now, this one also was from Jeff Johns' new line of comics, and it's been on hiatus for quite a while. After this collects the first 6 issues, and I think has it been already a year since they put out any of the Rook Exodus? So the interest in books tends to wane after they've been gone for so long. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Spawn Kills Every Spawn trade paperback. Okay, there you go. There you go with the that was Image. So quite a lot from Image. Not as much as Marvel and DC, but quite a lot of stuff. So now we go to IDW, and IDW has lost some of their IPs over the years, and doesn't really put out a lot. But this is the one I'm gonna highly recommend. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring number 1. I believe it's a new 6-issue series written by Patrick Horvath and cover and art by Patrick Horvath. This is his anxious. I've been anxiously awaiting this kind of like sequel to his original Beneath the Trees Nobody Sees from last year, which took the comic industry by storm. It was one of the most popular series. I absolutely love that Beneath the Trees When Nobody Sees, and this is kind of like this is a sequel to it, with Sam, the bear who's secretly a serial killer. It's like kind of a unique story, but maybe it's not a unique story, but he writes it very, very well, and I'm so looking forward to this and highly recommend this series. I also have Godzilla versus America, another countless. Now, when I did Marvel and DC, I noted that they did a bunch of Godzilla versus a bunch of and I was complaining that why doesn't someone put out an actual Godzilla series? This, I believe this is it. I'm going to check this out. Godzilla Kaisei Era number 1 from Tim Seeley, who's a pretty good writer. I'm not sure. I don't know if I've ever seen the art from this artist, but I'm definitely willing to check it out based on these covers. I believe this is a actual new Godzilla, just a series, just where Godzilla is the main character, and not against, now versus Justice League or any superhero. This is an actual ongoing Godzilla series, and I'm going to definitely check this out. Okay, then they have a countless Godzilla, other Godzilla offshoots: Escape the Dead Zone, Here be the Aliens #2, Monster High World Scare #1. That's a new series. Mothra, Queen of the Monsters #4, another Godzilla offshoot. Then we have My Little Pony, Sonic the Hedgehog #80. I can't believe that's been 80 issues of Sonic the Hedgehog. IDW also has Star Trek in comics, Star Trek Lower Decks #9. I've never really liked any of the Star Trek titles that IDW has put out, but if you really miss Star Trek and you like the comics, IDW is who puts them out. Star Trek Red Shirts #1. Not sure who that's for. They also put out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This one's called Best of Redneck Cover A. Mutant Nation #8. Saturday Morning Adventures #27. Okay, that's from IDW. Then we have Dark Horse. Again, Dark Horse, like IDW, doesn't really put out a lot of titles, but they do have Rocky Horror Show #1. They have some Star Wars titles. Star Wars Hyperspace Stories, Tides of Terror #1. Much like IDW Star Trek, I really haven't liked Dark Horse's Star Wars titles, but if you're missing Star Wars after the Andor series is over, you might want to check them out. Texarkana #1. Masters of the Universe Andrea one-shot, not sure who that's for. Black Hammer Spiral #7. This is Jeff Lemire's series. Black Hammer Spiral City #7. Critical Role Vox Machina Origins #2. Great British Bump Off Kill or Be Quelled. I'm just like, no wonder Dark Horse isn't doing very well. These titles are just don't roll off the tongue. But here's one that I highly recommend from Dark Horse. And Mark Miller is a very, much like James Tynion IV, is a very prolific writer of his own stories. And he puts out titles from a bunch of different companies. He does it through Image, IDW, Dark Horse, obviously. So this is a long-awaited by me series from, it's Huck to #3. They just started his sequel to Huck #1. I believe it's been at least 10 years since they did Huck. The first Huck series, and that was a really, really great series. I anxiously awaited for him to do another one. Just very much looking forward to this. Los Monstros #3. Masters of the Universe TMNT. Now they have Turtles and Masters of the Universe crossover. I'm not sure why. Christopher Chaos, Children of the Night #2. James Tynion #4. He had the regular Christopher Chaos title, and now this must be an offshoot of it. Umbrella Academy Plan B #2. Usagi Yojimbo, 10,000 Plums #5. Witcher Bear and Butterfly #3. Witcher Library hardcover volume 3. Adabana graphic novel. Cat Gamer trade paperback #8. Two-Fisted Tales from the EC Archives. Two-Fisted Tales trade paperback #2. ElfQuest, remember that? I remember when ElfQuest came out many years, 30 years ago from the Peonies. They're still reprinting those. Mid's Tales from Cosmos hardcover. Riptide graphic novel. Rolf and Other Fantasy Stories hardcover. Serpent and Garden edition Great Last Battle for England hardcover. Those Not Afraid graphic novel. And then you have some kind of toy. And last but not least, I know this has probably been going on for much longer than I wanted to, but I need to cover at least Boom Studios, which is another independent comic that doesn't put out a lot, but they do have a couple of really good ones. They do own they must own the Dune rights for comics because they do a lot of Dune books. And this is going to be a familiar theme, much like the Star Trek from IDW and Star Wars from Dark Horse. I'm really not into their expanded Dune universe from Boom, but they do put a lot of, if you're interested in reading more about Dune, they do put a lot of Dune comics in from Boom Studios. This one's called The War Number One, by Garth Ennis and Becky Cloonan. Here's the Dune one. Dune, Edge of a Crysknife Hiding Among Harkonnens number 1. This one's about the Shout-Out Mapes, that character. Fence Breakthrough Game Changer number 1. Be Not Afraid number 2. Bronze Faces number 4. Hello Darkness number 12. This is an anthology title. Don't really like anthology titles, but I know the first issues were good. Last Boy number 5 of 5. Last Witch, Blood and Betrayal number 2. Minor Arcana number 9. This is a new one from, relatively new series from Jeff Lemire's own stories and characters. Power Rangers Prime number 8. And of course, this is why I cover Boom Studios. This is by far their most popular title, and in my opinion, by far James Tynion's the 4th best title. Something is Killing the Children. It was on hiatus for maybe a year after issue 40, and he just restarted it with issue 41. I believe issue 41 just came out last month. And I still have to do a review of that. And this title is probably the best recommendation I can make for a comic book title is Something is Killing the Children. It's on number 44, and I know it's going to end at some point, but I have not ever been. I can't really say this much about comic books titles. I have never been disappointed by any single issue of Something is Killing the Children. Every single issue I've read, I've liked, and always makes me want the next one. So this is number 44 coming out in July, and I have to really start reviewing these now that he started up with number 41. And now we got the trade paperbacks. Fence Challengers trade paperback. Hello Darkness trade paperback volume 2. This is covers issues 5 through 8. Hollow the Woman in White. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers hardcover. Zombie Tales. Grimm number 23. This is an ongoing series from Stephanie Phillips through Boom Studios. Uncanny Valley. This is a pretty good one. It ends here. I thought it was supposed to be ongoing, but it just says number 10 and 10. So this is the end of the story. This is a pretty good series where the main character is someone who lives both in the quote unquote real world and in the cartoon world, and he kind of goes back and forth. Kind of a very unique story from Tony Fleece, and so I'm glad I'm ending with that one. So that's it for Independence. Sorry this went out from. I got to try to figure out how to do this better so it doesn't go on for so long. But hope you got something out of it, and I know I went very quickly through them. There's so many of them out there, and I've tried to spend a little bit more time on the ones that I have found are very, very good. That way you can try those. And please let me know in the comments if there's some title that I didn't cover or I didn't spend too much time in it and you thought was really good. Please let me know. I would love to check it out. And that's it for me next time. That's it for me this time, and I'll be looking forward to the very, very soon, just probably right around the corner, the August previews. And I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for watching GeekTime TV. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe, make sure to check the little bell icon anytime someone from our network drops new content here. Want some GeekTime swag? Check out the merchandise available in the GeekTime TV store, linked in the channel description below. Share GeekTime TV with friends, and as always, thank you for your support. We'll see you soon.